Good afternoon, everyone. Jason here. Today is May 5th, and this is your aftermarket update. So you may or may not know that we are going through the Top Step Trader funding process. We are making live calls, trading our system and program in the live day trading chat room. That process of getting funded starts with an initial combine, and then you work your way. Once you successfully pass that initial combine, then you work your way into what they call the Funded Trader Prep Program. That Funded Trader Prep Program is a modified version of the Combine, and I'm not going to go through all of the details here at the moment, but we did have a nice write-up on the website here in this post for today, and you can see here, based on what I'm showing you, just really how it kind of starts, what the process is, what the rules are, etc. I would encourage you to go through that post here today and get it so that you can get a good feel for what the rules and parameters that we will be trading under over the course of the next, hopefully it's only 10 days, but over the course of the next period of time while we are going through this Funded Trader Prep Program. So I'm not going to spend a lot more time talking about it. I do encourage you to read the post here, so that you can get a good feel for the way that the Funded Trader Prep programs work. Now, let's talk about today's trading session. We did have an interesting day here. In fact, let's just show you what the results look like here first. We'll come here and we will go back up to, this is what the results are for today. We had $106.96 in profit. We had a little bit high of a commission here today. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a few moments. But we were able to be net positive $106. The objective during this 10-day process is to hit $1,000 in a minimum of 10 days. So what that means specifically is that you do have to trade a minimum of 10 days in order to qualify for a review. You also have to be profitable after 10 days in order to continue, and they give you 60 days to be able to try and make it through the process here. In this case, making $1,000 on this combine in order to get you through the funded trading process. So let's talk a little bit about today. The trade plan actually was pretty spot on today, notwithstanding the fact that we did have a difficult time. One of the things that we talked about in the trading room today is that we would have this neutral to choppy bias. And of course, the market rallied in a big way just prior to the open this morning. So if you take a look here, the primary strategy was short 44.81 to 44.92. And actually right before the open, or just right before the European session open, in this area, we came all the way up here into, let's take a look here. Sorry, it's right back over here where we did come up into the, all right, let me get my bearings straight. Sorry about that. All right, so let's get this focused back up here. Okay, so 44.81 right here, 44.80. We talked about the fact that that would be a potential shorting area on the chart this morning there at 44.80. The market came up to the high here, right back here at around 9 o'clock. We got close again here at 78, and then it came back down for about 20 ticks here. That was your initial short. Once we got through this 45 area, we talked about this on the trade plan, that if it goes up 45.00 or up to 45.13, you would be looking for a breakout above the sweet spot at 45.13. And if we draw a horizontal line in this area here at 45.13, which is right here, okay, that's your horizontal line. That was the break point you were looking for it to break out. It does rally up to 45.32, comes down, gets you a pretty sizable fall here. In fact, let's take a measurement here and see just how far it did come down. If you measure this swing low up to this swing high, came right down into our 70.5, just a little bit deeper to 78.6, and then you had this big rally and break above that 45.13 area. Now, one of the things that we talk about in here are our tactics, right? We talk about our trade tactics, and again, while we break the market down into three phases, we break it down into structure points on the chart, and then we break it down into strategy that we are going to attempt to utilize once we get to those structure points. And then those structure points have tactics that we try to trade around as well. So what I want to show you right now is I want to show you the tactics worksheet here. Let me pull this up. Give me just 1 second. All right, here is your tactics worksheet, and we had one of our favorite trades fire off here earlier today. Whoops, let's pull this down here. We had one of our favorite tactics actually pull down here today. Give me a second. Let's close this. And that was a fade against an OTG support and resistance level. So as the market was rallying up into this zone, we were looking to be very overbought as we popped up through this zone here today. And so that is a fade tactic F1. Now, we ultimately didn't take this in the trading room today. And the reason behind that is we actually weren't together quite yet when this overshoot happened. But this is your fade one tactic, and we weren't quite together here today. And what the market did basically is fall from this overbought condition all the way into an oversold condition, all the way down to the bottom of the chart and right up against an OTG support and resistance level, and that's when the market began to rally. So again, this is that same area on the chart. You're over the top of your Bollinger Bands here, and then of course, once you came down into that support zone, you could see these green arrows represent being oversold, and you're at the bottom of these Bollinger Bands. So that was an area actually that we got into a trade today, is down here at the bottom. So it was a difficult trading session today from the perspective that it was the market structure stayed long for a really long time, and it wasn't until we began to break structure below this break point here that you could see the market come down into our green zone, our center point here down today. So again, we ended up being in the positive today because of the scaling plan. We had two trades on the ES, one winner and one loser, but I was only able to take one of those trades in my combine, and of course it was the loser. And the reason for that is you can only on your scaling plan, you can only have 2 lots on your 50K combine. So I can only trade 2 contracts on that 50K combine. And so as I'm trading 2 lots, I had a CO position, and I was only able to trade. So here's what I'm talking about when we're talking about the scaling plan. You come down here, and because I'm between 0 and 1,500, then the max I can trade is 2 lots. And so I couldn't take advantage of the winning trade that we had on the ES in my combine. I was able to grab it on my Ninja. And so the one combine trade that I did, funded trader prep combine trade that I did take on the ES was a loser. So had we added that winner back to the loser, I would be up, almost $300 today. But as it was, I was only up 106, as I showed you a bit earlier. Market maker levels performed really well today on the ES. In fact, the first time that we got down into this was the first area it got down into 1 tick off of the market maker level here, daily structure signal that got to within a trading range here of that market maker level, and then it rallied. Actually missed this was the entry here where it came down and actually tagged into that zone 2047 quarter, and then you had that rally up to 205075, came down again, had another nice rally. Then you came down, and this was the trade that ended up taking me out as the loser. I was getting long off of the daily structure target down there. That's one of the areas and places that we look at. I got in 1 tick above this level, 2041 half. It came down to 2039 half. Took me out to the tick before it rallied up from 2041 quarter, which was the daily structure target, all the way up to 204575, and that would have been a 4-point move. So I just a bit of bad luck, got taken out down there on the in that area. So that's the way it goes sometimes, right? We know that that's the way that it goes. And so at the end of the day, it was a bit of a challenge. So anyway, as we continue on here over the course of the next several days, we'll be looking to continue to add to the this total of $106 today. We need to hit a target. As you can see here, our profit objective for the Funded Trader Prep is $1,000. And that will be what we will be looking to achieve here over the course of the next few trading days and weeks. So again, as always, I want to say thank you for spending some time watching the trading video here and keeping up with what we're doing here at the Oil Trading Group. And until next time, I want to wish you good luck and good trading.